Hi, I'm Mark Bickley, and as we count down to what could be a season-defining clash with the Bombers, welcome to the Crows Show, brought to you by Hungry Jack's new pulled pork and Angus Grill Masters. In today's show, the secret to Fog's goal-kicking accuracy, and we revisit the game that sent an early warning to AFL rivals. But first, as the Crows make their late-season push for a finals berth, one key player will have to watch from the stands. Tom Doedee has begun his lengthy recovery from knee surgery and now faces months of rehab and up to a year out of the game. Unfortunately, he's been there before, seriously damaging his other knee 4 years ago.
In 2019, when I did my left one, I felt a twist and it popped straight away. And when I come off to the bench and said that I felt a pop, that was when I had a feeling it was pretty bad. You could see the faces on the physios and the docs. And this time it was more of a twist and then a bit of like a bone crunching sort of thing.
Tried to do too much and Casbolt bobbles it on. Going down is Doedee. He looks like he's in a world of pain.
I've got a fair bit going on around the ACL they found in the surgery, but basically that sort of masked the pop, so I thought I might have been all right, hence why we tried to strap it up, had a bit of a run around, could change direction and felt all right, and the physios and doctors didn't think it was the ACL early on just because all the adrenaline kicking, the muscles were all tense, so I couldn't quite get a good feel for whether it was give or not. Pain got too much, went inside, took the taping off, and then probably 5-10 minutes later it started to settle down, and that's when we realised it was pretty bad. And as the night wore on, it sort of did become a bit more real that it was an ACL. Well, according to the surgeons and stuff, I'm ahead of schedule, which is always good to hear. I don't know how truthful that is. I reckon they tell you that just to make them feel better, like they've done a good job. But I've been a lot more up than last time. I think last time I had probably every couple of days I'd have just a moment where I'd just be thinking about how long the journey is ahead of me. This time I think because I've got the perspective on having been there before, I've probably leaned on family a bit more and support networks that I've got. But yeah, there's probably just 2 or 3 moments since the op where I've just been just with my own thoughts and just thought about how long the journey is ahead, how arduous it's going to be, and just that sort of why me that you get into, but then I quickly snap out of that. I just do something that makes me happy, like watch a movie or watch some old Tom Doedee highlights, and then I'm good. I'd like to think that what I'll do won't change too much in terms of what I do during the week when I was playing. It's just that ability to have an influence at training and on the field on game days not there, and that might change. It might be coaching, helping out with the sample. I'm not sure yet. We'll make sure the knee's right and I can stand up without feeling a bit of pain before we look into that, but I'm hoping that the way that I've carried myself the last few years in terms of being in the leadership group can allow me to continue to have an influence regardless of what I do on field.
Tom will be a big loss, but fortunately, Josh Worrell looks like a ready-made replacement. At the other end of the ground, the potency of the Crows' forward line is exciting fans and putting opposition defenders under serious pressure. Taylor Walker and Darcy Fogarty are formidable key targets, and their remarkable accuracy has been a feature this season.
Darcy Fogarty starts outside the arena, casually goes back and kicks it.
So my goal kicking routine is I'll look from where roughly I'm about to kick from with the man on the mark, and I usually go about 20 steps back from there. So I'll count it up. Once I get to the top of my mark, I'll come down and usually just pick out something behind the goals, usually straight in line, and then I'll take 6 walking steps, and then I'll come down and I'll get into my bit more of a dynamic stage, and then I go and then I try and kick my goal from the exact mark of where I've marked out my run up from. I think overall the season's it's been okay. It's been a little bit inconsistent at times, but yeah, the team's playing really well, so it's good to be a part of, and it's to an extent it's getting easier with the team playing a lot better. It's we're moving the ball really well, and as a forward, that's all you can ask for is ball movement. So it's yeah, it's been really enjoyable. The role hasn't changed too much. It's just trying to compete and then capitalise when the opportunities come. It's pretty cool. It's probably it is probably the best forward line I've played in.
Well, it's a good hands now. Normally from this range he is spot on. Gets it there.
Not only is he kicking goals, but he's bringing others into the game, and like he always does, and he's really just a leader for us out there. And yeah, I think it's something that he's brought since I've been here, is just that sort of leader on the ground, where everyone just sort of funnels through him, and he's just a vocal point for everyone. So he's got a really cool head and he keeps everyone else pretty calm. So that's one of his best attributes, as well as kicking a lot of goals.
Bounce, had to wait for it to sit and pop, and he is away. Murphy, eat my dust, heads toward goal and rolls it home. Rankin again, caught though, gave it up to the Fog. There's a whistle. Play on advantage. Back inside 50, Walker's under it. Mackay had a piece of it. Pedler found some space where there wasn't much. He's a star on the rise. He struts away and launches goal, one of his all-time best.
Really proud of what you did second half. We were in here, what was it, 60 minutes ago. I apologise, Weasel, for being aggressive with you as a group. But your response, and I gave you enough love to raise as well, so it was a balance, but your response as a group was elite. That second half is the template. We've seen it before, this year we've seen it last year. Okay, that is footy at its best.
Every Crows fan has their favourite players, now and in the past. For me, Scott Thompson ranks high among them. His durability and consistency over nearly 270 games puts him up there with the best. It's 6 years since he retired, but all that experience is not lost to community football. Thanks to Bendigo Bank, let's catch up with Tomo as senior coach of the Unley Jets.
Nice to go back to local level footy and have an active involvement there, and thoroughly enjoyed just the hands-on side of coaching. I mean, and that's what it is. You only get them for a very small period of time on a Tuesday and Thursday night during the season, so you have to obviously maximise your time with the boys, but it's basically all hands-on footy, which is enjoyable. Just the commitment required for them, and it's a huge sacrifice to work all day and then come to training and throw their bodies around at training, and then again on a Saturday afternoon. And I certainly get my footy fix there, which is good. A touch over halfway through the season now, and we find ourselves sitting at the top of the ladder. So hopefully all going to plan, we can carry on for the back half of the season and push toward playing some finals footy. I love the way the group galvanises and comes together as one, especially back at the club on a Saturday night through presentations. And that's one thing that I've found, because I haven't had any involvement in local footy really until recent years. So to see everyone back at the club on a Saturday night having a few beers, letting their hair down a bit and enjoying themselves, and that's, you know, across all grades, A's, B's and C's, the way they gel together is really enjoyable, and it's what local footy should be.
Well, we all know that when Riley O'Brien walks away from the AFL, he'll pick up a stethoscope and pursue a career in medicine. But just where did his football journey begin? That's one of the subjects he discussed with Ben Keys when they enjoyed a coffee catch-up thanks to Jack's Cafe at Hungry Jack's.
I'm back in the Jack's Cafe corner. Welcome back, guys. Huge guest today, but just before that, just want to thank Hungry Jack's for their support of the club. Proud sponsor. Appreciate all you guys do. All right, guys, we've got the big fella, Adelaide Crows ruckman Riley O'Brien, very popular member of the group. Welcome to the show, Rob.
Thanks, Keithy. Thanks for having me on. I'm very excited.
Been on the list for 8 years, really playing some of your best footy at the moment. Tell us a bit about your journey so far and how you got drafted and what those 8 years have sort of held.
Yeah, it's been a good journey. I've come over from Melbourne as a 19-year-old a year later, and then had to apply my trade for 4 years in the sandful, basically, behind, we had a great ruckman in Sauce Jacobs, so he was a great mentor for me, and I was stuck behind him playing, I guess, in the twos, and then since then been able to play a few years at the top level and really enjoying it, and yeah, we're building something really special here at the moment.
And off the field, Rob, you're quite an interesting character. You're a bit different to a lot of footy players that I've certainly come across. Can you tell the fans a little bit about what you're doing off field, what are you studying, and yeah, what are your interests outside of football?
Yeah, I've always been interested in the intellectual side of, I guess, study and science. So I've finished a medical science degree and now doing a Masters of Neuroscience and a Masters of Public Health as well as an MBA. So doing that with the goal of wanting to do medicine post-footy, and but Tex always tells me I'm book smart, not very street smart, so working on that as well.
All right, Rob, that brings me to my next question, which is about your favourite Crows moment in your career so far. What have you got?
There's been plenty of good wins and plenty of good moments. We'll go with a recent one. I reckon gather round this year, first quarter, wiping Carlton off the park. That's probably my stands out for me in recent times, and it was super fun to be a part of that.
Rob, thanks so much for coming on, mate. Awesome chat.
Pleasure,
appreciate
mate.
it.
Cheers.
Stay with us. After the break, we turn back the clock to the fledgling Crows' very first win.
Crows Radio Show.
Fantastic to be here on this Sunday morning, mate. All things going really well. Excited for a big show.
Mate, rugged up as well. We've got the Crows jacket on, the Crows beanie.
Join myself, Sauce and Tomo, on the Crows Radio Show every Sunday morning, live from 9 till 10 on Triple M. And if you missed the show, download it for free on the Listener app. That's LISTNR.
Squeeze that kick inside 50, big clearance. Phil Thorpe's got it, handed off to Pedlar, nails it. Huge moment.
Saligo, Keys goes without it. Pedlar with the quick reply to give them a bit of belief.
Congratulations to Luke Pedlar on his Rising Star nomination.
Yeah, it was Pedlar.
Oh, get in.
And it does.
The club's second nomination this season after Max Michelini. Their success highlights the enormous potential of the current crop of youngsters.
Here, could he? Oh, that's absolutely brilliant from Pedlar.
Walker's under it, Mackay had a piece of it, Pedlar found some space where there wasn't much. He's a star on the rise.
Each week, Flight Centre flies us around the country to check out our next opponent. Today, of course, it's Essendon, and the Crows know they need to improve on their recent record. The Bombers have won the last 5 games between the two teams and now hold a clear advantage in head-to-head clashes since the Crows joined the AFL. But at least history shows Adelaide won the first ever clash between the two sides, a pre-season trial in that debut year in 1991.
February 1, 1991, the Crows were barely 3 months old and no one was sure if they'd captured South Australia's imagination just yet. The cars on the boulevard were a promising sign, and a near-full football park for a trial game proved this fledgling AFL club had arrived.
Michael Long, superstar in his first year in AFL football. It doesn't deliver that ball too well, cut out by Limner. Could go for holding the ball, no, but there should be a free kick for Lindsay. No, the umpire's let the play go. Crows in full flow, straight at the big uprights, and there's the first goal of the match to the Adelaide Crows.
The Slick Crows ran Essendon ragged and sent an early warning to the AFL with a 27-point win.
Well, given the fact our preparation had been so intense, we wanted a very good performance tonight to justify that and to gauge how effective it had been. And the performance was good against very spirited opposition.
They played pretty good footy. They were very committed. And, I mean, their hand passes are quick. I thought they had slingshots. I mean, a ground level, the ball's whizzing through the air. I thought, Jesus, you know what... They moved the ball fairly quickly, and there's a lot of teams that are going to come over here, go home pretty tired and sore and without points.
Well, it was, a very, very productive hit out for us, as long as we don't get carried away with it.
Exactly. So, I mean, you're happy you won, but let's not get too over the top about it.
Well, it doesn't mean anything, does it really?
I must admit, I'd even forgotten about that game myself. Now, it's not too late to secure your membership for the remainder of the AFL season. Flexible and affordable memberships start from $35 a game. And of course, don't forget an AFLW membership for what promises to be an exciting competition beginning in early September. Join the Crows family today at crowsmembership.com.au. With the AFLW players heavily committed to a solid pre-season schedule, their partners pitch in to prepare meals each week after Wednesday training. Nothing too ambitious, just a heartwarming serve of pasta.
My connection to the women's team is through Niamh Kelly. I'm her partner.
My girlfriend's Montana McKinnon.
I think it was a brainchild of Doc that partners and parents and anyone close to the team would help out on Wednesday nights, and got the call up this evening to do it.
We've had a bit of everyone, we've had parents, siblings, partners, a really good way to get everyone connected and involved in the club.
So what's on the menu tonight is spaghetti bolognese with some salad and garlic bread.
Yeah, I think he prides himself on a good spaghetti bolognese, chicken curry. But yeah, no, it was great having the lads in.
Dinner was really good. Everyone was pretty impressed. I think bolognese is pretty hard to mess up, but no, they did really good.
Good, get you involved with the girls, which is always good to hear.
It's a big family club and it's a good family idea. Yeah, so it's nice to get in and around the club.
Now, all players have just a few hours each week when they can turn off and forget about football. This year, Jones Radiology is giving us a clearer picture of what they do to relax. Today, it's the turn of Wayne Miller, who's returned to some of his best form in defence.
Hey guys, Wayne Miller here. This is what I like to get up to outside of footy. First thing I like to do is spend time with my family. I'm from Adelaide, so I get the privilege enough to be able to go and see family all the time. So yeah, that's my first one. Second one is going for walks with Nina, my fiance, and my son Carter. And we go to the playground. Carter's favourite thing to do is go down the slide. Sometimes he likes to go down face first. Lastly is I like to get down to the beach. We normally go down to Summerton Park and we get down to Mediterranean Cafe quite a bit. Thanks for watching, guys. That's what I like to get up to outside of footy.
I wouldn't be lying if I said I didn't practice them here and there in the mirrors. I definitely go into every game knowing what I'm going to do beforehand. It's a bit of a competition with Isaac. We see who can do the best one.
It's sort of come natural, but I've held it in a bit. But obviously coming over here and having Josh, pretty outgoing type of player, and he started it pretty much, and it obviously stemmed from the showdown when I kicked that goal and pointed to the ground and stuff. So it's kind of stemmed from that, and people send you messages, and the fans ask you, can you do this for them? And it's just cool to see the smiles on little kids' faces after you do them. So
a lot of our celebrations are dedicated from soccer players, and mine started this year from Rocky Balboa at Eye of the Tiger, but then that kind of simulated into the Tim Cahill celebration, and that's when it all kind of started.
Not sure what's behind it, but I think it's just good to see players having a bit of fun, showing a bit of personality out there. It's certainly fun to play with guys like Josh and Isaac when they're kicking brilliant goals and then getting the crowd energy going. So I think it's fantastic. Yeah, just think it's a bit of fun and yeah, add some colour.
Yeah, like I said, I never used to kind of go into a game and think I was going to do something, but people just keep asking you to do things and send you messages, and even just when you're walking down the street, your little kids will come up to you and ask you to do this, and so yeah, I kind of go into the game having a few in mind, but in the moment it just comes out sort of thing.
Let's now look for our face in the crowd. If you take a photo of yourself or a friend at one of our games and post it to social media, make sure you use the hashtag WeFlyers1. There's been plenty for supporters to smile about lately. Let's settle on you. Please email faceinthecrowd@afc.com.au with photo ID to claim your prize of 2 tickets to Toyota's exclusive Hilux Hill at Adelaide Oval. Toyota, of course, is a generous supporter of the Crows, and each week they're asking you to supply your favourite footy highlight from your local match or league. This week's winner is from an under-11s game featuring a great bit of play by the Mitcham Hawks against the Brighton Bombers. It was tight all game with the Hawks running out 8-point winners. Remember, if you record a highlight or special moment from your local competition, simply email your entry to crowshow@afc.com.au to be in the running to win a Crows merchandise pack. As we wrap up the show, a reminder, the club's website has all the latest news, and check out the social media accounts Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Thanks for your company, and I look forward to joining you again next Saturday at 12:30 on 7 before the Crows' big SANFL clash with Glenelg. Stand by for the crucial game against the Bombers. Bye for now and go the Crows. This show was brought to you by Hungry Jack's new pulled pork and Angus Grill Masters.